Hi, my name is Brenna, and this is my before and after story. I think that money and relationships and sports and professional success are all things that people can use to fill a void in their life. And for me, that would be sports and relationships. I grew up in Anchorage, Alaska, and in a great home, a great family, and I was pretty well plugged in and connected to my church in my youth group until about my junior year, when there was just a lot of transition and I quit going. And I let cross-country skiing and a boyfriend that was not a Christian consume me. But I thought being a talented skier and having that relationship would make me feel very fulfilled, but it didn't. I felt empty, and I fought with my parents a lot, and I was just really excited to graduate high school and experience a fresh start in Montana State. And so luckily I have a dad who really cared about my college experience. And so months before I even set foot in Montana, he contacted some missionaries with the ministry crew. And so when I arrived here for college, I met 6 or 7 staff members and student leaders with crew, and was excited to get plugged in, but I was really half-hearted about it. I discovered when I got here that there were some identities in my life that I had really hung on tightly to, like being a high school skier, being a member of my family, being involved in the ski community, in the church community, being local at this coffee shop I went to. None of those things came to Montana with me, and so I felt pretty void and empty. And I hung out with a lot of people I kind of knew from Alaska, but I didn't know a lot of them well, and I partied a little bit, but it just left me feeling pretty empty. And I was just very half-hearted in my Bible study in the crew weekly meeting. So I went home at Christmas, and I told my parents I would finish out the year, but that I wouldn't continue. I was going to transfer back to Anchorage at the end of the year, and my dad really wanted me to give it another shot. And so he encouraged me to get more involved with the girls in my Bible study and be friends with them. And so I did. I decided to listen to my dad, and I went on a women's retreat, and I met Christina, who was a leader, and she told me I had to give her the rest of the semester to change my mind. And so I was like, yeah, we'll see about that. But I watched her make things like her job and her relationship with her boyfriend and all of these things about Jesus. And there was something different about her. She didn't have this insecurity in her identity that I felt, and I wanted that. And so I knew that I was either going to have to choose Jesus or not. I couldn't waffle anymore. And so I decided to make everything in my life about Jesus so that he could be the main identifier in my life. I learned that Jesus died on the cross to save my sins, my messed upness, when I was 3. And so I've known that my whole life, but it clearly didn't really change anything in my life. I was still trying to find my own identities. But it didn't work. And so Jesus had to save me from myself and help me realize that he needed to be the identifier in my life, and what matters is what he thinks of me. And he's the only one who can give me a secure, grounded identity, and it has to do with just giving up all of the identities I hold on tightly to. And I still have a hard time with that. I still try and put my identities in different things, but I always come back to the fact that I'm grounded in the promise that I belong to God and not the different circumstances in my life. Thanks for listening to my story. I'm interested in hearing what yours is, and so if you could follow the link at the end of this video and share your thoughts, I would love to connect with you. Thanks.